بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. There is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger.
إخلاص.
I embraced Islam about 10 years ago while attending university in London. What I observed at church was a situation of what I could basically describe as confusion. We were being taught that God was a man who came down to the earth, who preached, who ate food, who slept, was stuck on a cross and killed. And yet he was God, but yet he was the Son of God. He was a man, but yet he was not a man. He was divine, yet he was human. So, growing up with this confused concept, it was only a matter of time before I rejected Christianity. Or to be more accurate, rejected the belief that man could come down, that God could come down to the earth and become a man. I was always a person who believed in a higher power and always believed that there was something more out there, something more to life than just living, eating, sleeping and dying. And if I was asked, do I believe in God? Meaning, do I believe in something that created us, something that knows us, something that cares for us, something that will bring us back to life, then I would answer yes. At middle school, which is sort of aged 10 to 13, we had a school trip to the masjid, to a mosque, a local mosque. And it made an impact on me, even at that age. I can't really explain what was being taught at that time, but I felt a special kind of closeness, or a feeling that I was at home in this building, that I wanted to stay there and learn some more. It was a short visit, and we soon went back to school and had discussions about our various religious beliefs. But going to the mosque for that first time in my life made an impression upon me. Soon after middle school, we went on to Roman Catholic school, not because of a personal belief that we went there as Catholics or Christians or whatever. It was just because I went there, my parents sent me there to get a better education than I would than at a state school. And it was there that my mind really started to question the Trinitarian concept of God again. How is it that man could be God and God could be man? How can it be one in three and three in one? It was just an ultimate confusion. I rejected this to a point where, when we had communion, the Roman Catholic communion, where you would go up to the priest and he would hand you a wafer, but this wafer was supposed to represent the body of Christ, and he would actually say, the body of Christ be upon you, and we would take this wafer and eat it, and that we would drink a cup of wine which would represent the blood of Christ. So now I was thinking, the body of Christ, the blood of Christ, what is this, Christianity cannibalism? So this was kind of abhorrent. And also I couldn't understand the whole ritual of the smoke and the incense and the reading of the liturgy in Latin. And I think in my final year we attended a church mass in the church which was just down the road from our school. And then a few years later when I returned to my city, I found out that this very same church had now become a mosque. And I was soon to realize later that I was going to pray in there. Once I got to university, there was one year where it was Ramadan, and some Muslims had invited me to come and break fast with them. Now, although I didn't fast that day, I did go down and partake of the iftar meal. And it was through their sort of generosity and explaining to me little things which they knew that kind of switched the light on inside my head. It was at a table, a dawah table which they had in the common room, that I was given some leaflets and some booklets, and one book was going to change my life entirely, forever. In this book were clear, concise arguments about the oneness and uniqueness of God. Clear, concise arguments about what is a Muslim. Clear, concise arguments about what is disbelief. Clear, concise arguments. And this is something which struck me. And every day I would read this on the train going in, at lunchtime, coming home. And for about a week I read this book. And then one evening I said to myself, this is it. This is what I've always believed all my life. This is the truth. I read the Shahada on the page and just kept on repeating it over and over and over to myself. And I was convinced, and I said, this is it. I'm now a Muslim. Alhamdulillah, that was 10 years ago. And alhamdulillah, I don't know what Allah saw within me to guide me to Islam, but I'm so grateful, so happy to be given the honor, and indeed it is an honor, to prostrate before Him, to recite His words before Him, and to have hope in Him, to have love in Him, to have fear in Him, and to, inshallah, God willing, be of the believers, and to die as Muslim, and to be raised as a Muslim, and to see His face upon the Day of Judgment.